Wakanda forever. Black Panther is one of the most polarizing films, not only within the Marvel universe, but also within the black community, as it's one of the first true black superhero movies that black people all across the world and within the country could connect to and relate to and take pride in. In your days of Meteor Man, Blake Man, even Blade, those are cult classics, but we didn't have anything that was at this production level with a character that truly embodied everything of a great spirit, a great heart, and truly played the superhero role to perfection. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. However, this film is very polarizing, as there are a lot of folks within the black community that look at the superhero in Black Panther and look at the villain and Killmonger in this film and feel like roles are reversed, as it's Black Panther who was the true villain of this film, and it was Killmonger who was the true superhero. And I understand it. In some ways you're right, in some ways you're wrong. I'm not here to really have that discussion, but what I am here to say is I hated the ending of this movie. Even though I love watching this movie, it's just a feel-good movie to put on, boy, do I hate the ending of this movie. Just to summarize real quick, this movie ended with both Black Panther and Killmonger having their epic final battle to where you could barely see it. They weren't really doing much. And it ended with Black Panther killing Killmonger, which still resembles what T'Challa's father did to his own brother, which calls Killmonger to be Killmonger because King T'Chaka left his own nephew to be abandoned and be an orphan. So T'Challa killing Killmonger doesn't really resonate in regards to whatever message they were trying to give in this movie. But that isn't even my big issue in this film. It's the one character that I felt was completely misrepresented and made no sense being in the role that they were. And that is...
All right, where am I?
Don't scare me like that, colonizer.
What? My name is Everett.
Yes, I know.
the colonizer, the CIA agent, as he was one of the quote-unquote good ones that was helping Wakanda make sure that vibranium did not get out to the world, and somehow he's supposed to be the hero, when in all actuality, he probably more than anybody wants to make sure that the vibranium did not get out to certain communities that were strongly black, because they would have had the vibranium weapons, and the CIA probably did not want that. So as some people may look at the colonizer as, oh my God, he's really helping Wakanda. Yay! I'm like, no, he's really trying to make sure. He was about to be on his deathbed, and he said, let me get this last ship to make sure it don't get out to the world so that the black community can't uprise against a system. That's how I viewed it. I felt like the colonizer had no place to even be within Wakanda. For T'Challa and the whole Wakanda community to be so against intruders and invaders and to be so secretive to spare the life of the CIA agent because, well, I can do it. It's like, that made no sense to me. That made no sense to me. There's a lot of people that the Black Panther and Wakanda could have saved, but they didn't, to keep the secret, just like his father did. So for T'Challa to save this man, to try to save this man and bring him into Wakanda, I'm like, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. And then he's fighting on the side of Wakanda, the CIA agent. Make that make sense to me. It does not. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. The history of the CIA has never been to uplift the black community or the melanated community. No, that's not what they do. They do the exact opposite. So, with those two factors of how the battle between Killmonger and Black Panther ended, as well as the role that the colonizer played in this movie, there needs to be some changes. So today, we're going to change how the Black Panther movie ended, and we're going to do it right now. So before we can change the ending of the film, we have to change the middle and also some of the beginning of this film. So the start of this film is showing Black Panther saving Nakia from whoever these people were. We're eliminating this entire scene. We're not going to see Black Panther save Nakia here. So let's remove that. We're going to start off the movie with a showing Killmonger stealing the Wakanda artifacts from the museum. That's how you start off the film. I just think it sets a better pace of what to expect, with the villain being the first thing you see in the movie, not knowing he's the villain until later on. So we get the whole fight scene with Prince T'Challa and M'Baku, who defeats M'Baku, and now is officially the king and the Black Panther. Everything from this point is the same. The first time we see the Black Panther suit is when he's in pursuit of Mr. Claw. That way you build up to seeing the Black Panther. Even though, again, we saw it in Civil War, I want there to be more of a build up in seeing him become Black Panther. That's just my opinion. Now, we get to the interrogation scene. This is where we do the multiverse changing the stones here of what happened in this movie. So, T'Challa does not put the bug on the colonizer once he walks into the interrogation room. So, T'Challa and Okoye, oh my God, I keep forgetting how to say her name. Okoye doesn't hear the entire conversation. So in this conversation between Mr. Claw and the colonizer, it's here to where it's revealed to the CIA agent that there is way more vibranium than his institution knows. From the outside, T'Challa and Okoye see colonizer just roughing up Mr. Claw, then walking out saying he won't talk, but I believe he'll talk to you. So walks in T'Challa to confront Claw, and of course Claw is being goofy and saying, oh, you people don't deserve vibranium, we will find you, blah, 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 blah. And your dead daddy, you know, this is your dead daddy's blood is on your hand, blah, 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 blah. And so T'Challa is getting very angry, almost roughs up Mr. Claw, but then falls back. But Claw says, I'm going to enjoy this. Breaks out of the confinement in the chair, headbutts T'Challa. However, Claw ducks for cover as it is here Killmonger enters the building and has this big puff of smoke that is like sleeping gas that takes out everybody as they take Claw with them. And even though T'Challa has the Black Panther suit, he still had enough of the gas that it took him out temporarily. And as the smoke clears, he sees that Nakia was taken by the Claw and by Killmonger. Also, colonizer was not taken out by a bullet. That didn't happen, so we don't have to worry about that at all. So it is found out that Claw and Killmonger basically state their claims and give a message saying, if you want Nakia back, you're going to have to get us into Wakanda. And so now T'Challa and Okoye are having a real dispute because Okoye is like, hell no, we cannot sacrifice our entire country for one person, even if it is Nakia. And T'Challa says, we can save one person, we have to do it. And so T'Challa works to deal with Claw. And meanwhile, Killmonger still has the tribal mask on. So his identity hasn't been revealed yet. However, T'Challa does notice the necklace that is around Killmonger that has the ring on it that only him and his father would have had, and goes to his elder to figure out who this guy in the African mask is. And so that is revealed to T'Challa, and now Claw and Killmonger are at the border to where they could be let into Wakanda. T'Challa says, where is Nakia? And Claw says, well, she's in a safe place. You really think I was going to bring Nakia with me? Knowing you, your warrior spirit, you would have tried to find a way to kill both me and my man's here and just take Nakia. No. She's in a safe place. Once we get into Wakanda, then you'll see her. And it is revealed that Nakia is in a quote-unquote safe place, as she is still at headquarters of the CIA. She never was taken in the first place, as it was Colonizer who worked out a deal with Claw to kidnap Nakia in exchange to get vibranium. Going back to the interrogation scene, they show a flashback of Colonizer telling Claw, if you can prove that they have more vibranium, then we'll work out a deal to where we'll try to give you diplomacy and we'll kidnap Nakia in order to gain leverage. And that's exactly what they do. Claw gives T'Challa the phone saying, if you want to see Nakia again, you have 48 hours and we need all the vibranium that you possess. Claw says, that sounds like quite a deal, huh? Yeah, we'll be taking our vibranium to go. But before T'Challa can contemplate what to do next, Killmonger takes out Claw. Killmonger takes off his mask and revealed to be the son of M'Baku, T'Challa's cousin. This is where you have everything go down the same. He challenges for the throne, says he wants the throne. You do the whole battle, Killmonger wins, all of that stays the same. You have T'Challa's mom and sister leave the village and seek help. And this is where M'Baku helps T'Challa and rescues T'Challa. And you have Shuri be the one that takes one of the stones from the ancestral plane to revive T'Challa. So let's get to the final battle scene. This is also where I had a little bit of an issue with what they did with T'Challa. Instead of T'Challa fighting, he really was just taking on everybody with one single blow. Pause. You could have did a better job of showing how Black Panther was in Civil War. Show that here with him fighting an entire tribe. Like, show his warrior spirit, show his fighting skills, and fight off everybody one by one, and show that T'Challa is really him, leading up to him finally battling Killmonger in the rematch. And don't do the whole thing to where they're down in the train station, whatever that was. Like, you can barely see it, you can barely tell who is who. Don't do that whole thing. Have the battle be in front of the people. That's how every battle is determined in regards to who will be Black Panther. And T'Challa says, I never yielded. So have the battle in front of the people as the villagers are fighting each other. Then it comes down to T'Challa and Killmonger, to where Shuri created a mechanism where the Black Panther suit loses its vibranium power. So now it's Killmonger and King T'Challa one-on-one, mano-a-mano, with no specific powers. And in a callback to the first fight that T'Challa had with M'Baku. You have the Queen says, show them who you are. Looks at Shuri. Shuri turns the vibranium back on. And before Killmonger can morph back into Black Panther, T'Challa puts the claws into Killmonger just like his father did to his own brother, Killmonger's dad. But the key is Killmonger does not die. We still get the scene where T'Challa brings Killmonger to the sunset, and we can still get the epic line of death is better than bondage. And you could have Black Panther retort that with the line that he gave Venmo back in Civil War, that the living is not done with you yet. This is where it didn't make sense to me. You spared Venmo, who killed your father, but you don't spare Killmonger? Yeah, nah, we're not doing that. So Killmonger is still alive. He's imprisoned, and T'Challa again gives his speech to the people, says no matter what, we fight stronger together. Wakanda forever. Everybody's happy. Then goes to the cell to where Killmonger is, and it's T'Challa that actually apologizes to Killmonger. He says, I'm sorry for what my father did to your father, but we cannot continue that legacy of killing one another. We are family. And even though you're in your predicament right now, you can be forgiven. And that kind of, you show Killmonger emotional and says, man, I hear all that, but you had everything that I didn't have. It's going to take a long time for me to even come close to the idea of us being family. But since we're allegedly family, then I will offer this olive branch. And Killmonger tells T'Challa exactly where Nakia is. And so they rescue Nakia. Killmonger is imprisoned. T'Challa gets back the throne of Black Panther, and all is right with the world. And also Claw is also imprisoned in Wakanda. And that's how you end the movie. So yeah, we don't get that dumb ending credits of T'Challa giving a speech to the United Nations or whatever about, you know, we're better together, da 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 da, and you have the colonizers smirking in the background as he done got the okie doke on Black Panther to get vibranium to be spread amongst the nations. Like, nah, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, you'll never get me to agree with that. Throughout history, we've seen too many times to where when there are people or a village or a country that has riches and resources, people will want to take that and steal that for their own. So I'm not doing that dumb speech at the end. No, I'm not doing that. I do feel like it's Nakia who convinces T'Challa and Killmonger who convinces T'Challa to do more outreach and help the other countries within Africa. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But let me know what you think. How would you change Black Panther? Would you change anything? What would you do? Like, comment, subscribe, share all the things. Cause I'm black, y'all. Cause I'm black, y'all. Cause I'm black and I'm black and I'm black, y'all. And now, yo, cause I'm black and I'm back. Blah.